Find all episodes of Community Access at www.helpcarolina.org or subscribe on YouTube. Help Carolina, helping everyone leave poverty so no one walks this journey alone. Hey, I'm Tasha White, and this is Community Access. This series is centered on people who are working, showing up, and still feel like stability keeps moving farther away. And it's also for anyone who wants to understand why that's happening and help figure out solutions that move all of us forward. This is not a conversation about blame. This is not about motivation or effort. This is a systems and math conversation. Here in Gaston County, I see people working full-time, sometimes more than one job, and still struggling to afford a place to live. Rent takes most of the paycheck. Savings don't grow. One emergency can knock everything off track. Housing is considered affordable when it costs no more than about 30% of your income. That benchmark matters because once housing costs go beyond that point, something else has to give. Food, utilities, transportation, healthcare, or childcare. And when we talk about housing costs, you'll often hear people mention something called a housing wage. So that's the hourly pay someone needs to afford housing without being stretched too thin. That's how much you need to make an hour to afford safe, stable, affordable housing. So for this conversation, I want to be clear about the benchmark I'm using. I'm using a 2-bedroom unit. Not because everyone has 2 kids, but because housing systems are built around households, not perfect single adult scenarios. So a 2-bedroom unit reflects real life. Families, shared custody, grandparents helping with kids, people doubling up because one income isn't enough. And in Gaston County, a modest 2-bedroom apartment rents for about $1,824 a month. Yes, in Gaston County. That's $21,600 a year in rent. So to afford $21,600 a year without being cost burdened, a household needs to earn about $72,960 a year. That comes out to be about $35 an hour working full time. That number is called the housing wage. And that is not luxury. That's safe, stable, affordable housing. Now here's where the disconnect shows up. Many of the most common jobs in our area, retail, food service, childcare, entry-level manufacturing, they pay about $11 to $16 an hour. Yeah, and not just our area. This is common all over North Carolina, right? So even full-time work at those wages falls far short of what housing costs require. People aren't failing. They're being asked to solve a $35 an hour housing problem with a $12 an hour job. That gap is structural, not personal. This is why community access exists. Not to overwhelm you, not to shame anyone, and not to point fingers, but to help us understand how these systems actually work so we can stop blaming individuals and start fixing alignment. If you've ever felt like working harder wasn't fixing the problem, this series is for you. And if you want to help figure out solutions that help all of us move forward, this series is for you too. This is just the starting point. Next, we'll talk about jobs and why job growth alone hasn't translated into stability here in Gaston County. This is Community Access. I'm Tasha White. Find all episodes of Community Access at www.helpcarolina.org or subscribe on YouTube. Help Carolina, helping everyone leave poverty so no one walks this journey alone.